Welcome back. This is The Pick.
Welcome back to the show, you guys.
And we're going to be doing our NFL Week 1 previews. We've been doing it already, and these are the next 4 games we're talking about. So Chiefs and Chargers are going to be the first one to talk about this video. I got the Chargers win this one. Vegas has them by 3.5.
Low.
And I think it's going to be around 6-ish. But I think it's going to be a fairly close game, though. Chargers, man, they are a loaded team. They just cannot stay away from the injury bug.
Yep.
And keys for the Chargers is see if Patty Mahomes is going to give you a whole bunch of turnovers, because this is his first big start. Definitely interested to see how he plays.
Right.
Let's see if Keenan Allen is the same guy he was last year. He was amazing last year. Definitely interested in see how Mike Williams plays. He played really well in preseason. Melvin Gordon is still great. Antonio Gates, I don't know how much he's going to play this season, but definitely going to be a red zone target. And those pass rushers for the Chargers, man, they're amazing. I think they're going to cause a lot of problems for this Chiefs offensive line, because they're not bad, but they're not great either. For the Chiefs, man, they need to bomb that ball and really shoot out Big 12 football, because I think if Chiefs can keep it straight, it's going to be close. I mean, it's going to be a really high-scoring game.
Right.
And that's really all I'm going to say about that game. Definitely looking forward to watching it. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good game. I do have the Chargers winning that game. Keys for the Chargers: keep Phillip Rivers upright. Absolute key for me and for honestly the entire season for them is going to be the key is can they stay healthy. If they could stay healthy, I think this is a definitely playoff team, definitely be possibly Super Bowl if they could stay healthy. That's my key, man. Stay healthy and make sure Phillip Rivers stays upright and not turn the ball over, which is he don't do that a whole lot, but when he does get pressured at times, he will turn the ball over. Keys for the Chiefs is keep their quarterback upright, Patty Mahomes. I think he's going to see a lot of pressure in his face because they know he's hasn't had very many starts, if any at all. So I think they're going to be trying to get to him as much as possible. So keys for me is to keep their quarterback upright, and I kind of agree with Adam. I think they do need to get the ball down the field, but at the same time, they do got some pretty solid corners. Casey Hayward is a really talented player.
PFF has one of the best corners in the league. So.
Yeah, so I think I'll stay out of his way, but I think your other targets, I think you should definitely make Kelsey your main target, in my opinion. And I think you could have the key to the victory if you could do that. But yeah, I got the Chargers winning by a touchdown or two.
Yeah, Chargers don't have elite linebackers, and they have a really good but fresh rookie safety. So if Kelsey can have a really big day, I think that's going to be really beneficial for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But we're going to knock some kind of lackluster games out of the way right quick. Washington and Cardinals. I got Washington winning this game. I think AD's going to have his revenge game. Cardinals didn't use him very well last year, and that line was terrible, so he didn't really have anything, and they didn't have a good quarterback either, so it was really a crapshoot for him. So keys for Washington's going to get AD the ball as much as they can and play really good defense. I'm definitely looking to see if Washington's defensive line can dominate Cardinals, keep the ball away from the Washington as much as they can, give David Johnson as much opportunity as they can, and keep Bradford upright, because if he gets hit a lot, knock on wood, unfortunately, I think he's going to get hurt again.
Yeah, I got the Redskins in this one as well. Keys for them is run the rock with Peterson as well. I think he's going to have a good game in this one, and I think you should start this game with 2 tight end sets. I think Redskins are really good at tight end. I think Jordan Reed's really talented. Vernon Davis is still a solid tight end. So I think they should run a lot of 2 tight end sets, because they don't, to my eyes, they don't got too many weapons on the outside at receiver for Smith to throw to. That's my keys. Get the tight ends going, get running back going. Keys for the the Cardinals, run the rock, man, because with David Johnson, because I think Cardinals line is pretty terrible.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing you want to do is get Bradford hurt. So I think they got their formula. They just got to run the rock, man, and try to make it work as much as possible.
Right.
I got the Redskins winning by a touchdown.
All right, I'm going to go through this one really quick. Broncos, Seahawks. Got the Broncos winning this one. They're going to get a lot of pressure on Russ.
Yeah.
For the Seahawks, Russ needs to stay upright and not kind of get hurt, honestly. I don't really see how the Seahawks can win this game. Definitely see how Earl plays. He's coming back. He hasn't played a preseason, so I think he's a bit rusty. Bobby Wagner's still going to do Bobby Wagner's things. I definitely want to see how Shaq Griffin plays. Definitely rooting for him. His first start as a linebacker, so I think he's going to play really well. But he's rusty at that. He's really inexperienced at that position.
Yeah. I got the Broncos winning this as well. Keys for the Broncos is to get the receivers going. More importantly, Demaryius Thomas. He's been very quiet. So is Emmanuel Sanders, but I think it's a little more important for Demaryius Thomas to show up this season because he's been really quiet. Understandable they've had whack quarterbacks in the past, but still, I think they need to get him going. I think that's a key for them. I think the key for Seattle is to keep Russell Wilson upright. I think he's going to be running around with his head cut off. And try not to cause turnovers. Try not to turn the ball over, should I say. For the Seahawks, I think the Broncos win by 10.
Alrighty. Let's get one more kind of whack game out of the way. Actually, two whack games out of the way. Then we can talk about the two good games in our next video. So, Jets Lions. Vegas got them by 6.5. I think the Lions are going to win this one.
Yeah.
Definitely I want to see how Darnold plays. I'm way higher on Darnold than he is. I don't think he was the best quarterback in this draft, but I think he's a pretty good quarterback, and I can definitely see why people thought he was going to be the number one pick. He's really impressed me preseason for the most part. He's been put into hands of the ball, so I don't think he's going to have that turnover problem, fumble-wise, but interceptions-wise. So I think that if he can not commit some turnovers and that defense will play really well, they definitely have a shot. But I got the Lions win this one. I think they're a really talented wide receiver core, and Matt Stafford's been great the last couple of years.
Yep. Yeah, I also got the Lions winning this too. I think it's going to be too much for Sam Darnold in this first game. It's a night game. In my opinion, I think those are the most stressful games, especially if you're a rookie. You want to show out, and it's a night game. Those are one of the most.
It's a primetime game.
Yeah, that as well. It's Monday night, so I think he's just. I wouldn't say he's going to fold or nothing. I'm not going to say that, but I think he's going to have some nerves, and I think he's going to make some mistakes in that game. Keys for the Jets if they need to win, though. They got to get pressure on Matthew Stafford because I think Matthew Stafford's going to be bombing this ball and getting a ton of yards on him. Keys for the Lions, man. I think they finally got a running back that's established. So I think they need to get the running game going. Finally get all this pressure off of Matthew Stafford because he's been just pretty much by himself in no running game for so long. That's my key for them is get the running game going. I think they win by 10.
All right, Rams and Raiders will be the last game we're talking about this video.
Also Monday night.
Los Angeles Rams, my team. Green Bay is his team. Pretty obvious that. I got my Rams winning by about 8 to 10. I think they're going to stomp on these Raiders.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be able to stop this defensive line for my Rams. I think Peters and Talib's going to be snatching chains and shutting down their wide receiver. Cooper.
Amari Cooper.
Blanked on his name. But I definitely want to see how this Raiders team plays. If they can rally back from the trade from Mac, I don't think they really appreciated the trade, but that's a business.
Yep.
I think the keys for the Raiders is they can't let Gurley Man destroy them, and they can't let Aaron Donald and Sue destroy them. Yep. Those two things happen. It's going to be a rough game for Chucky, and he's going to yell a lot.
Yeah, I also got the Rams winning this one. I think they're just going to be too much of a powerhouse for the Oakland Raiders. Oakland Raiders just gave up their best player on that team in my eyes, and they don't really have anybody else dominant on that defense, so I think they're going to struggle. stopping the offense for the Rams. Keys for the Rams is run the ball with Gurley, man. Let him smash down that field and get some touchdowns. Keys for the Oakland Raiders is try to get some pressure on Goff and make him try to win the game for them, because I think if it's in the hands of Gurley, man, I think it's just going to be a runaway game. And try to get Jordy Nelson going. I think Amari Cooper's going to get shut down, so I think they try to get Jordy going and getting Marshawn Lynch going as well. I think the Rams win by 17.
Alrighty, that's going to conclude this video. We're going to go to break, and we'll be right back with the Green Bay and the Cowboys game as well.